Welcome. It's Meditation Monday. I always try to find time to sit on Mondays. I just went to a AC/DC concert last night, so my throat is gone. and so therefore, I'm noticing that, right? I notice already the hoarseness in my throat, things like that. So I'm just playing with that, knowing that I maybe have to be a little bit softer on my voice today. And I'll invite you to feel the same thing as far as like finding the thing that maybe you're noticing is your, maybe you went for a long walk and your foot hurts, or you have, anything that might be going on. Just notice it, right? Notice what your ailment or your weakness, whatever word you want to use for it. And we'll just use that as the concept today. So I'm going to work with two different decks here. I like my little Prism Oracle deck, which is really fun to play with the colors. We'll do that. And then I want to correlate it with my Mudras deck. So I just like using these as a little bit of a help for guiding sometimes my thinking brain gets in the way and I'm trying to think of what's the best, maybe thing to talk about or to go off of. And you can get in your own way thinking too much, right? Getting too much into thinking brain. I want to kind of step out of that. And that's what the meditative state is supposed to be all about, right? Kind of stepping away from the intellectual side of things like overthinking, all these different things, and seeing if you can allow yourself to be the observer for a little while, to observe kind of the way things are without trying to figure it all out. And so with that, I'm going to see if I can pull one of my cards, see if that brings anything up, notices a theme, and we'll go off of that. And that'll be kind of the thing we work with today. So let's go ahead and pick one of these cards. Really pretty, right? See the colors. Wow, how perfect. So the card just says pain. It's a red card. So if you see back here with my chakra board, you got the root, sacral, going up through the chakras. Root, your root chakra, red. It's associated with earth, your sense of smell. So like this is what we're going to work with today. So it says pain, which is something I've been struggling with recently, and I'm sure we all have our pains, right? What is it that pains you? What brings you pain? And so that's what we're going to have be our focus for today, for our meditation. And I want to read from the book, from the Oracle book that it talks about. So with red, let's see if I can pull it out really quick. Red is the most primal and attention-grabbing of all colors. It is a pure color in that no other colors can be combined to create it. It's correlated with the root energy of the chakra of your body, which is connected to the grounding and survival. Red is often associated with excitement, strength, lust, anger, and aggression, right? And we're talking about pain here, so that makes sense, right? When you're in pain, usually you get angry. Some studies have shown that wearing red may increase your chance of winning when playing sports, as the color of blood. Deep crimson red is also often associated with pain, which is what we pulled today, the crimson red. Astrology, red is associated with Mars, the red planet, which owes its name to the Roman god of war. Where Mars falls in your astrological chart can determine how you react during conflict. So that's interesting. And then pain is the card we pulled, so let's just read what it says. Pain can feel like it's bigger than us. That's so true. And it can come to us in many forms. It could be physical, emotional, or psychological in manifestation. So remember that after pain comes healing, right? How can you find healing and be gentle with yourself at this moment, knowing that maybe you are in pain, knowing that pain leads to healing, and healing is the sense of, getting better or change and things like that. So how can you find healing and be gentle with yourself in this moment, which is what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to land in this moment. That's what presence is. That's what meditation leads to. So that's the concept, right? So pain is our word, our concept. It's red. Like I said, it's the crimson red. And I think surrender is the perfect word to use here. And we'll also utilize a mudra. So let's go with that. So bring the hands together, connect the tips of the index and the pinky finger, curl the middle and ring fingers to touch the thumb tips, rest the hands in front of the belly, wrist on the thighs. So we did this another week. So you're basically going to bring the hands together, connect the tips of the index finger and pinky, so the index finger and pinky together, curl the middle and ring fingers in to touch the thumb tips, rest the hands in front of the belly. So it's almost like making like a Spider-Man move almost. So bring that sensation in here. And you don't have to do this. This is just a mudra, and it could be something where you want to do something with your hands, and you're noticing your index finger and pinky touching, and you can bring that to your navel, and you can relax your shoulders and your elbows. Again, you don't have to do this. It's just an option. With deep awareness, I surrender to what I no longer need. That has a lot to do with pain, right? When we feel pain, we're connected to it, and it's hard to let go of it because it just absorbs our present moment. So you can play with that mudra, or you can play with the concept of pain in the body. And you can see that the colors are very similar here. So anyway, notice your body in space. Roll the shoulders up and back. Deep breath in, full breath out. Land here. Land in this present moment. Land in your body. Land your body in this space, the room that you're in. Let this moment be everything, right? There is only the present. So let's play with sitting with the present moment, right? Feel the pain that you're feeling. Let it happen. Notice feelings that arise when you are observant and aware of the pain. Maybe you feel no pain. And that could be your observation right now, right? The being grateful for being pain-free or painless. Notice your breath. Notice how it feels when you breathe in and out. In, maybe through the nose, down the throat, into the belly, the ribs, the chest. The back, the lower, the middle, the upper. As you exhale, come into that idea of surrender, right? Surrendering to the present moment. Surrendering to the pain. And feeling what you feel. And we're going to take away that, like we said, the intellectual brain, the thought of fixing, changing, improving, putting titles on anything. And we're just going to allow. We're going to surrender to the idea that maybe we might have some pain right now. You're surrendering to the present moment as it is. And you're allowing and letting whatever to arise. So if you have a thought, a feeling that comes up during this moment, simply allow it to happen. And again, we're working on that idea of being gentle with ourselves, right? The concept of how can you find healing and be gentle with yourself in this moment, right? How can you heal that pain even momentarily or in the present, right? The state that we're in right now. Try to release tension, right? So if you have tension somewhere, maybe due to the pain, see what parts of around that area or around that area can relax and release, like there's a release of tension. And keep breathing, keep noticing. And just keep allowing the present moment to be your focus, right? The being here and now can be that focus of, I feel this, I feel that, I think this, I think that, I notice this, I notice that. All the while staying here, now, present, aware. Feel the support of the earth underneath you, right? In your seat as you're grounded. Feel maybe whatever's touching the earth right now. If it's the sit bones, if it's your knees, your feet, whatever is touching the ground, the earth. Notice the connection there. Maybe there's a sensation. Feel that. If you're still playing with that mudra, you can have that sensation of, since your index finger and pinky are kind of pointing down, there's like almost like you're pointing down towards the ground. Notice that. The Prandhyana mudra. And continue to breathe, continue to notice. Again, without needing to change. Surrender even to the need of control, right? Let's read about this a little bit. So surrender the need to control, to know, to do, and just be as you are. Bring to mind any obstacle that you perceive to be in your way. See it fully and completely. And then see yourself releasing it. All right, so you can kind of use a little bit of that manifestation of thinking, this is in my way. Let me visualize myself just kind of letting it go. Picture yourself dropping it into a deep pool of water. Feel the power of the surrender as you breathe into this image, like breathing into the idea that you're letting go. And then you can see that pool, that deep pool of water. It's now clear and flowing, like you've released it. So that is now gone. See yourself now in that sense of that clear and flowing water too. So the water can help because it's part of the earth, right? Water and earth element. Continue to just be, right? We're surrendering even the idea that we have a story or a title behind the pain or the obstacle, right? Notice your hands. Again, notice what is touching the earth. Feel that connection. Stay here in the present. And then for a few moments, we're just going to breathe, notice, and allow. Surrender to the present moment. Breathing in. You're aware of your pain. As you exhale, you surrender to the present moment. Inhale, feel. And exhale. Release. Continue to feel what you feel as you inhale, notice. Continue to release and surrender on the exhale. breath that feels what you feel. Release what you can release. And then another exhale, soften, release, even release some tensions. Maybe it's the hands, right? If you were holding that mudra, you can release it. Release any tension you had in your shoulders and your neck. Notice if you had any tension in the abdomen, right? We hold there a lot. So just as you inhale, soften and allow that breath to fill all the chambers of the lungs, into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Exhale, just release. Release the air from the body. Surrender to your body in the present moment. Take another deep breath in. Feel, again, if you have a pain, feel it, know it, experience it. And as you exhale, release. Surrender to the present. And that's all it is. We keep coming back. When our mind wants to take us somewhere else, you just notice that it's doing that. And when you come back to the present moment, you feel your body. The next exhale is the present moment of just releasing kind of the ideas that you were holding on to. And then find a moment to thank yourself, right? Thank the voice that said, let me sit for a little while, feel my present moment, even if it's painful. That can be very hard. So you have to give yourself the thanks, the praise of arriving when it's hard, right? It's easy to do it when things are easy, but when things are hard, it's harder. So just thank yourself for showing up. And I thank you for joining me. If you watch this, I truly appreciate your support and also just sharing, right? I share this with you so that you feel the sensation of being shared with, and that's how we create community. That's how we feel like a sense of purpose. So I hope that that comes off to you. Have a good rest of your Monday, Meditation Monday. I'll be back tomorrow for some chanting. I'm going to try to rest my voice until then. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much. Have